And
she's still white, though.
There are people.
You say she's still white. You say she's white?
She's white.
Oh, you mean... But she's back in the day...
She's biracial.
But why do we even care?
We
do you
don't
know what
care.
I mean?
But
why do we even care?
We don't care, but I understand that she's saying her dad never lied to her, but your dad lied to you. Because let's just keep it real. She's a white girl. And she's a beautiful white girl. She's a beautiful white girl, but she needs to stay real with herself. Whether her dad was her real dad or not, she's still a white girl. He was a black man.
Have you seen a picture of my son? My son.
Yes, your son is...
My son has blonde hair and blue eyes, and he looks exactly like her. And guess what? I tell him, you're black too. Because your mom is black. So we don't know.
See, this is the thing, Jocelyn.
He's of mixed race.
Honey, I must be going blind.
Yeah.
No. We don't know because they haven't taken...
Child, when I tell you Jocelyn, is that how she pronounced her name? Because I know she was on reality television, but I've never watched anything with her on it, right? When she said, I must be going blind, quite literally, Tia or Tamara, whichever one she is, I'm going to just call her T for the purposes of this video because I don't know which one she is, right? She posted a picture of her son talking about, but look at my son. He's blonde hair and blue-eyed, and I still tell him he's black. Literally, I must be going blind because clearly that boy not black. What are we talking about here? This is my thing. The twin is biracial, right? She is half black and half white. And clearly she had a child with a white man. So her child is 3/4 white and 1/4 black. That baby is white. What is the point of you sitting here and telling this white child that he is black? What is really the point here? And I'm confused because imagine if this woman had a child with a black man and the child came out 3/4 black and 1/4 white. And she was telling the child, you're still white. Yeah, you might have brown skin and kinky hair, but you're still white. What sense does that make? White people ain't got brown skin and kinky hair. We know that. We know how white people look. Same way we know how black people look. We know that black people don't look like that. So why are we sitting here calling this little white child black? And then I always have to ask, if you wanted black kids so bad, why didn't you have them? As a biracial person, you could have had kids with a black person and your kids would have been mostly black. Now, I mean, I would call them black-ish because you got a white grandparent. You ain't black like me, right? But for all intents and purposes, let's just call them black, right? You could have had kids with a black person and had a child who was majority black if you wanted a black child and to be calling your child black, right? But you didn't do that. You had kids with a white person. You have a majority white child. Literally, the child is white, right? And you sitting here saying the child is black. What is the point of this? This doesn't make any sense. And there has to be an ulterior motive. There has to be. Your child does not have a single black parent. Not one. Your child has a white parent and a mulatto parent. How on earth did you manage to come to the conclusion that your child is black? That doesn't make any sense. If somebody had a black parent and a biracial parent, would anybody be calling that child white? This kid don't got a single white parent. How is this kid white? What? But y'all do this dumb shit with blackness all of the time. And it's so confusing because you as a biracial, you're not even black, right? And, if you want to argue, if you try to argue, well, one black parent makes you black. Okay, all right, that's your argument. One black parent makes you black. So how the hell is your kid black if your kid got 0 black parents? Make the math for me. But again, like I said, there has to be some sort of motive behind this. There is a reason that you all have non-black children but insist on pretending that they are black. There is a reason, and I swear it's like a foot in the door type of thing. Because some of y'all sense that them reparations is coming or something, and y'all are trying to have your cake and eat it too. You want a white family, you want the privilege that comes with whiteness, right? But you also want them black reparations or something. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always some underhanded, oh yeah, this person who's 80% white applied to a black scholarship and got it. It's always for some shady ass reasons. I'm so glad that Jocelyn called this stupid shit out. I am so glad. And the audience had the nerve to be clapping. Oh yeah, little Tanner, that's definitely an African-American child. What are we doing here? This is goofy. And hold up. Let me clock some tea real quick. Because some of y'all dummies is finna be in the comments oh, Jocelyn not even black because black is an ethnicity and she Hispanic, so and so and so. Let me make something real clear real quick, right? Black can be a race or an ethnicity. There are people who are black racially and people who are black ethnically. So, for example, I am black racially and black ethnically. Jocelyn is black racially, but not black ethnically, okay? So she's speaking on a racial aspect. Clearly, little Tanner is not a black boy. Clearly, right? So before y'all come to the comments trying to be xenophobic, talking about, oh, well, she got an accent, so she can't speak on blackness anyway. Yes, the fuck she can, and she can roll her R's while she do that shit, because this don't make no motherfucking sense. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? And then what's confusing about it is that there are a lot of dumbass black people who will go for this. Like a couple years ago, this had to be like going on 3 years ago. It was like Thanksgiving time, right? I got into a disagreement with a group of people. Mind you, this happened in real life because we were watching a movie, right? And I was like, it ain't no black characters in this movie. Mind you, I'm talking to a group of black people. Some of the black people were African American, some were Caribbean, right? And they were like, oh yeah, she's black, she's black. They point to a biracial woman. I'm like, this bitch is not black. What are we talking about here, right? So, you know, that starts the back and forth, right? So then I forget the details of the argument, right? But this one older African American woman, first of all, she butted into the conversation. Like, girl, wasn't nobody talking to you, but I was like, let me be respectful to my elders today, right? So she was like, oh, one drop of black make you black, so and so and so, yada, yada, yada. I said, okay, ma'am, using your logic, then you would say that Drake's son, y'all know Drake the rapper, you would say that he's black, right? Because his daddy was black. So using your logic, Drake is black. So using your logic, his son must be black, right? So she was like, yeah, he is black. So I put up a picture and showed her Drake's white ass son. And I said, so you telling me that he's black, right? Now, in defense of the other people in the group, they at least recognize, okay, yeah, that kid is clearly not black. Clearly I need to, you know, think about this and, you know, come to some different conclusions. But no, that lady doubled down on that stupid shit. Yeah, he's black, he's black. Clearly she one of the people that can't admit they wrong, right? I was like, so you telling me if Drake's son come up to you and call you the N-word, you gonna be okay with it? Okay, yeah. Girl, you sound stupid as fuck. I didn't say that part because, like I said, I was trying to be respectful to my elders. But literally, you sound stupid as fuck. And then you have to ask yourself, what point are you proving? What point are you trying to prove? Because clearly you know you don't make no sense, but you just can't admit that you wrong, right? And I'm saying this to say something. Black people be going so hard to perpetuate this stupid shit, to embrace literal white people as black, right? And you have to ask why. Because you never see this with any other group. If you saw a person who was 3/4 black and 1/4 anything else, right? Say Chinese, right? Chinese people would never claim that person as Chinese. They don't give a fuck about that quarter, right? But you see black people constantly claiming folks who are fucking white, Asian, whatever, so as black. You'll see black folks deep in the comments. Oh yeah, I see that nose. That's a black person. It'd be a whole fucking Chinese person. Like, what are you talking about, right? Black people are the only people who do this shit. And honestly, I remember somebody on social media said, black people have low racial self-esteem. And it's true. That's what this is really boiling down to. You wish that blackness was blonde hair and blue eyes. That's why you sitting here pretending that these white people are black, right? On the other hand, these other groups look down on us. They would never claim somebody who clearly looks black as being a part of them because they look down on us. But y'all and y'all low self-esteem, y'all look up to them. Honestly, as a black person, I feel like we should be more offended by this. Like, I really do. Like, you telling me a biracial person got with a white person and had a white kid, and they sit here talking about, yeah, but my kid's still black, though. We should be offended by this, because why would you even have the audacity to play in my face like this? You wouldn't play with white people like that. You would never play with white people like that. If you had a child with a black person and your child was predominantly black, you would never be sitting around talking about your child is white. You won't even call yourself white and you're half white. You have a whole fucking white parent and you won't even call yourself white, but you'll call yourself black and you'll call your white ass kids black, right? Because you know not to play with white people the way that you play with black people. You have a respect for white people and their racial boundaries that you do not have for black people and our racial boundaries. If you try to call yourself white as a biracial person, white people will be like, are you out your fucking mind? And you wouldn't argue with them. You'd be like, I'm sorry, man. So I apologize, right? But when you call yourself black and a black person says, yeah, you're not black, y'all quick to be like, shut your black ass up, bitch. I'm just as black as you. Like, there is very clearly a difference in the level of respect that biracials have for white people versus the level of respect that they have for black people. And that really needs to be addressed, for real.